You can't talk about graffiti history without mentioning Zephyr. Zephyr is one of the most well-respected and most well-known American graffiti writers. Zephyr is one of those writers that has high-end the standards since the beginning. Like, he is an inventor of styles and techniques that are still being used today. Zephyr grew up in New York City in the 70s, at the time where the city was tormented by gang violence, murders and a high crime rate. The government tried to implement war on graffiti alongside the already running war on drugs. Though Zephyr grew up in Yorkville, Manhattan, an area considered upper class, he was actually drawn by markings made by the youth, secret-coded language spoken and expressed exclusively by kids, and a movement free from social hierarchy or income. Zephyr was active in the first wave of graffiti. That's where the young writer started tagging on freight trains as well as on the subway. Zephyr was a well-rounded writer. He spent his time doing both volume-based and creative work. In an interview, he describes how he, as a graffiti writer, tried to employ the advertising model of Coca-Cola as a guide. The repetition and standardized logo, presented in different formats and scale, but always familiar, legible and consistent. This approach definitely worked, as he had one of the most distinguished and admired tags that was so unique. In the early years of his career, he did not go by the name of Zephyr, choosing instead to be called Photo, Trek or Kane. It's unknown why Zephyr changed his name so much, but I think it's probably connected to his constant tendency to changing his style and to never be a part of the popular trends for too long. He continually sought his own methods of expressing and experimenting. Zephyr was influenced in part by psychedelic artists and underground cartoonists such as Vaughn Baudet and Victor Moscoso. He took the name of Zephyr during the summer of 1977, deciding to show respect towards a West Coast skateboarding legend, Tony Alva, a member of the skate team called Zephyr. The California brand of surfboards, Zephyr, symbolized freedom and a wildly free life. Although Zephyr didn't surf, he skateboarded, and the name seemed like the perfect fit. Through the 70s and 80s, Zephyr maintained a consistent presence in the subways, though exploring various creative outlets beyond his subway work. But as the 80s arrived, the young graffiti movement expanded as it was introduced to the world via books, music videos, films, art exhibitions and hip-hop tours. The center of it all was of course New York City, where newspaper articles gave artists like Futura and Zephyr, Alien and other exposures, leading to opportunities in the commercial art world. Notable was the SS Studio project of 1980 run by Zephyr and Futura, who introduced working on canvas to subway kings like Dundee, Kill 139, Cos 207, Bill Rock and others. Years after New York City officials cracked down on subway graffiti, writers took to other mediums. The freight yards of Queens became a grand canvas for creatives. Zephyr remains one of the most well-known graffiti writers of our time, yet very few of his pieces are actually available in the permanent collections around the world. Zephyr likes his art to be elusive, and he likes it to be more about the movement than himself. For me, Zephyr is a reminder that graffiti is a nice art form, and it is a form of expression that can actually change something.